We are in a schoolroom in Mexico City where a group of children are being given some freshly picked roses. The buds are closed. With me is one of the teachers, Carlos de León.
Now, what are they going to try to do with the flowers?
I'm going to try to open the petals of the flower, sending energy.
We're going to take these closed buds, and then with the energy that they're trying to do, they're going to try to open it.
Yes.
These children range from what age?
I think the younger here is about 6 years old.
The youngest about 6.
Mm-hmm.
How young do you work with them?
From 3 years old to 13 years old. Queda una rosa abierta, preciosa.
What do you say?
See an open flower, very beautiful open flower.
To visualize the flower opening?
Mm-hmm.
And then as they visualize the flower opening, the flower opens.
Yeah.
Are all of these children capable of opening up a bud?
Yeah, in the right time.
The right environment.
The right environment.
Now, Carlos, when the instructors are standing behind, they're extending their energy as well?
Yes.
Do you also visualize the flower opening?
Yeah, we visualize it, and we visualize more that our energy enters to the child and helps the child to open.
So your energy enters the child, and the child then is reinforced in her ability to open up the flower.
That opens more the ability in the child.
Do you believe that you're successful with children because they are not restricted by the adult programming?
Well, one problem we have is many children, they believe they can't believe it. And our purpose is to make them believe that they can do it.
Now, that seems to be opening up over there.
Yeah, it's beginning to open here.
May I? I'm going to take the flower. Thank you. Hypnotism. There are some who say that you cannot hypnotize a subject without the approval of the subject. There are others who say the opposite. But what if the subject's a rabbit? What about that, Carlos?
Well, I think in the case of the rabbit, it's more easy. You don't have to ask permission for it, huh?
Well, how is it possible to hypnotize a rabbit?
Well, hypnosis is a natural state, and in all the animals, it's not just for human beings, and it's a survival mechanism. So when we hypnotize a rabbit, we wake up this mechanism, and through our energy, introduce him to that state.
The animal must feel threatened first?
Yes.
And then he's a good subject.
That's it.
How are you able to do that?
Primero, agarro al conejo de las orejas, se le hace un poco así, ¿no? Que se tranquilice. Luego le agarramos las patas.
She's taking the rabbit, and she will pull the rabbit. And she sends energy through her eyes to the eyes of the rabbit.
Ya después, echamos un poco de energía.
Then I send more energy.
Luego, lo estiramos muy bien y lo vamos viendo.
I continue to look at him.
Y con mucho cuidado hay que quitarle las manos de las orejas.
And softly I take out my hand.
Luego cerrarle los ojitos con los dedos.
And I close his eyes.
Ya luego así.
And then, okay.
Would you ask her whether she can hypnotize any other animal?
¿Puedes hipnotizar a algún otro animal?
Con la gallina, con el perro y con el gato.
With the hen and the rabbit.
But no other animal?
No, she says the dogs and cats are more difficult to do.
Would you ask her whether she can hypnotize a human being?
¿Puedes hipnotizar a alguna persona?
Sí, bueno, si me enseña él, sí.
Yes, if her instructor teaches her how to do it.
Could you wake it up, please? Who's the gentleman that just walked in?
He's the instructor of this group of children, Francisco Cimental. As a matter of fact, he was one of the initiators of this program.
Mucha energía, parados.
Now, what are they doing
Mucha energía.
with the hands?
They're sending energy to the spoon.
Sometimes some of the instructors appear to be placing their hands either over the object or over the head of the child. What's going on?
Yes. Well, the instructor is giving his energy to the child, so the child can have more energy and use it for bending the spoon or opening the flower or whatever.
The same thing would go whether it's the object in the hand or the head of the child?
Yeah, it's a different way of running the energy, no? But it's the same. We put energy to the hands or energy to the head.
Now we can readily see that they're bent, each one a little bit different. I think each of the spoons have been changed in some manner, shape, or form. How do you explain this energy?
Well, I think we don't explain it yet.
We're not able to explain it
Not.
yet. We're in a schoolroom in Mexico City where some children are being blindfolded. What we hope to witness is a demonstration of skin vision, seeing, without the use of the eyes, through one's fingertips.
Well, I would not call it first skin vision. I would call it extraocular vision.
Extraocular vision.
Yes. In the first stage, they use their skin to see. But the more advanced they are, they began to see without using the skin. So we like more to understand it as a kind of field vision.
Field vision. How's that done?
Well, we really see through the brain, not through the eyes. The eyes just take the information to the brain. So what we do is we change the entrance of information, and in a way, the whole body, the whole energy of the body is the channel for the information, but the brain still is the one that sees.
Now, the children are being blindfolded. Then we're going to give them pictures or pages in a book?
Yes, or magazines, yes.
Magazines. And they will attempt to identify it for us.
Yeah, they will see. Usually there's a little point near to the nose where they can see through. So that's why we put this tape near the nose.
Colors? May I have that magazine?
Sure.
I'll pick a picture. And I'll give it to the boy.
Well, we have this idea. We have just one sense, that is touch. And it manifests in many ways. We try to follow the biological process, natural process. The only difference is that we try to develop what we call the energy in ourselves, of the energy body in ourselves. And we try the same biological process. First, we begin with feeling the energy. As a little child is born, he just feels first. Then later we began to develop other senses like sight or ear or smelling also, for example. It's very difficult with the adults, very difficult. The children doesn't have all the social, cultural garbage we have. Most of them, they don't believe it at first. They are contaminated also, but they believe it sooner than the adults.
Somebody's raising a hand here.
¿Qué ves ahí?
Aquí hay unos pingüinos. La hoja es blanca. Aquí dicen Martín, estrategia. Aquí hay letras negras chiquitas que no las alcanza a
Muy bien.
distinguir.
Así está bien.
Yes, now.
There's some penguins. There's white in the page. There's some letters saying mating strategies.
Yes, she said now, because I heard her mating, and she said, did she identify the penguins?
Mm-hmm.
And she described white on the page.
And there are some little words here that she doesn't
Yes.
understand.
No, es una botella y dice, metaxa.
Okay, gracias. In the bottom she sees some black, and she first said she saw yellow and something for eating. Later she said that it was a bottle, and it said metaxa, and it's like kind of a brandy, and it's yellow with red.
Yes, so she did extremely well.
Todo lo que veas en la hoja.
Blancas.
¿En dónde están las letras blancas? White letters here, it says.
So now would you translate then, Carlos?
Okay.
We had white letters,
He said first, I see two cars.
two colors.
I see black, and then I see white. You know, letters here, white letters.
Mm-hmm.
And he says white letters here also.
Well, we have a single car, but it looks, it's split, it's on two pages, and conceivably it could feel like two cars too.
Yo veo color negro, blanco, una persona.
This is black color, white color, a person, and some letters.
Actually, it's not a person, but it's not anything else I can recognize either. All right, good. The young man,
Aquí hay una señora,
¿Qué más?
aquí hay como letras blancas, aquí hay como botes, aquí hay letras.
Muy bien. There's a miss there, and a woman
Yes.
with some letters, white letters here, and some kind of bottles, he says. Sí, ¿qué más?
Sí, hay dos cigarros aquí,
Ajá.
hay letras blancas.
¿Distingues alguna letra? Okay. There are two men standing
men.
up, and two cigarettes, he says,
two cigarettes,
and white letters here,
a white letter,
Es una bandera.
and a flag.
and a flag. All right, it's certainly a flag here. All right, we have a young lady here.
Okay, ahora sí.
Hay negro, por aquí hay azul como un vestido de un sillón con florecitas. Hay letras, hay unas letras blancas
¿En dónde las ves?
por aquí.
Colors.
She says black, and she says some green flowers with a share and some white letters. Let me just see. Sometimes
Sometimes they see
began
through
to see through.
See through it. Well, if we saw through it on the next page, there's green flowers
And the white letters.
and the white letters. But also, she did see the shirt here and the man.
Aquí hay dos hombres, aquí hay letras rojas, hay letras aquí negras, hay un tenis azul y aquí hay letras azules.
All right, then.
Perfect. There are two men, red letters, black letters, blue tennis, and some letters down there.
Okay, so that's very good.
Muy bien.
Hay letras,
Sí.
Letters, yes.
Hay zapatos,
Muy bien. Shoes.
piernas,
And legs. Claudio was born blind, so we follow a different method with him. We first give him colors, so he can accommodate the colors, and it's like a warming up for him.
It's as if he warmed up.
Yeah.
All right, and now he has a magazine.
See, rojo, there's red, he says.
Red.
Yellow.
Red and yellow. If he has never seen, how can he know what colors look like?
Well, his training has been through feedback.
In other words, you have practiced it and worked with him,
Yeah.
so he knows what yellow would feel like. But for the sighted children, why do you do this?
Well, we do this because it's to open in them some new ability, and it's the door for raising their consciousness. So that's our main purpose, to raise their consciousness.
To make them more aware.
More aware, more conscious of what they are and their environment.
And to realize that they have capabilities that we might not even dream about.
And yeah, they are unlimited. Every day we discover new things with them.
Let's remove the band.
Okay, se pueden quitar las vendas ahora.
Today we're going to try to see what this... Children learning to play psychically, bending metal, opening a flower, and then learning skin vision, becoming very adept at seeing through their fingers. Are they so successful because they are children? Because they're not afraid to try, not afraid to believe, not conditioned with an adult's fixed ideas and skepticism? Think about it. Skin vision, seeing without sight. What it might mean to the blind requires no elaboration. What it means to the sighted is that we can see with more than our eyes, become more aware, and if we can learn to use our senses more fully, our horizons will expand and the world will be seen in a new light, a light that shines in the psychic connection.